Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my fall TBR. So yes, it's finally fall, or at least it's fall in my heart. It's not quite fall yet officially, but September equals fall. And I have so many exciting books that I want to read this fall season. Some rereads, some new reads, anticipated releases. I am absolutely just so excited to talk about all of these books with you. So let's just get started. We're going to start off with some romance books. They are primarily like spooky kind of romance books, but we do have some just regular ones thrown in there as well. So the first books I want to read are The Ex-Hex and The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling, as well as The Wedding Witch, which is the third book in the series, and it is coming out very soon. So I want to reread both of these in preparation for this new release. I've been waiting for this book for so long, but it kept getting pushed back, but it's finally coming out. I'm so excited. These books are some of my favorite, no, they are my favorite spooky, witchy romance books to read. I always read these around Halloween time. I've reread The Ex-Hex a few times now, but I've never actually reread The Kiss Curse. I meant to get around to it last year and I just never did. So I'm so excited to reread both of these in preparation for The Wedding Witch. I'm probably gonna read them like pretty close to Halloween. I typically read them on Halloween or like the days leading up to Halloween, so we'll see when I feel like getting to them this year, but they're definitely going to happen at some point in October, and I'm so excited. They are just such fun witchy romances set in a small town, reminiscent I guess of Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls. In this one, our main character Vivi gets her heart broken when she was 19, and then her and her cousin drunkenly put a curse on Reese, the boy who broke her heart, and then years go by and we're in present day, and Reese has to come back to the town to charge the ley line since his family is the founding family of the town. And Vivi runs into him and she realizes that this curse that she put on him is actually a real curse. She didn't think that it was actually serious, but it is. So now she has to help him deal with this curse that she put on him, and things happen. It's very cute. This one I'm a bit fuzzier on because, like I said, I've only read it once, but I know it deals with Reese's brother and Vivi's cousin, and they have like competing like witchy stores. They're like across the street from each other, so there's a little bit of like rivals to lovers vibes going on with this one, and I remember really enjoying it. But I love this series so much, so I'm really excited to reread these and get to The Wedding Witch. This next one I'm a little bit scared by. It's Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is a book that I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on. This one is about vampires and werewolves, potentially. Yep. I don't really know much else about it besides that, but it seems like a fun paranormal time. I'm gonna go into this with like low expectations. I'm gonna go into this, you know, just expecting a silly paranormal time, assuming that there's gonna be some steamy scenes going on because it's Ali Hazelwood. I just want to feel like how I felt as a preteen reading all the paranormal romances, but like a book for adults, you know? That's the vibe that I'm going after, and that is the vibe that I hope I get from this. On the back it says, a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf form a dangerous alliance in this enthralling new paranormal romance. Oh right, it's a marriage of convenience book. Right, I'm excited about that. I've only ever read one marriage of convenience book. I believe it was Roomies by Christina Lauren, and I adored that book. So you know what, maybe this book will pleasantly surprise me. Maybe I will be amongst the people who absolutely love it. That's what I'm hoping for. So I don't know exactly when I'll get to this one, probably in October, but I'm hesitantly excited about it. If you guys have read this book, please let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to know if you guys love it, if you hate it, if you're indifferent towards it, or let me know if this is also on your TBR. So the last spooky romance book is one that I absolutely meant to get to last year and I just never did. It is Big Little Spells by Hazel Beck. This is the companion sequel to Small Town Big Magic by Hazel Beck. This is a book that I read for the first time in 2022, reread it in 2023 in preparation of reading this sequel, and then I just never got to this one. I think there's a third book coming out, or maybe it's already out. I don't know, I gotta look into that. But this is like a really fun little series. The first book follows our main character, I'm forgetting her name, but she basically is a witch, but she doesn't remember that she is a witch. And then one day her memories start to come back of her being a witch, and her friends, who all knew that she was a witch because they are also witches, kind of have to help her like readjust to being a witch. And it's like set in like a small cozy town. It has like really wonderful vibes. I believe she also works in a bookstore. Great fun. But this is immediately continuing after the events of the first book, because that one does end off on a cliffhanger, but this one is following her sister Rebecca. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I think I'm just a little bit hesitant because there is a switch of POVs in this book, but I feel like it's a direct continuation of what happened in the other ones. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm also very, very excited. And doesn't this book just scream fall, scream Halloween? We've got black cats, we've got like magic dust everywhere. I'm just really excited about this one. So hopefully I can get to this in October, and hopefully I will love it. So then I have a YA romance that I'm hoping to read in my start of fall reading vlog that I do every year, and that is The Library of Lost Things by Laura Taylor Namey. So I don't know much about this book besides that it takes place kind of in a bookstore. The description on the back of this copy is not very good, so every time I want to like know what this book's about, I have to pull up the Goodreads description, but I don't feel like doing that right now. But all I know, it's a YA romance. Main character, I'm pretty sure it works in a bookstore, and there's a romance, and I'm excited about it. I think the books that are about books take place in bookstores just really give off those fall vibes. So this one I'm really excited for. It's been on my TBR for a really long time. This one I will be reading very, very soon. And then the next one I'm actually already in the middle of reading, and that is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I'm finally reading Pride and Prejudice. I'm finally reading a Jane Austen book. It's been a long time coming. I tried to pick this book up last year. Did not go well. I think I only got a chapter or two in before I had to put it down. But I'm reading this for one of my Capturing Classics vlogs. If you guys are not aware, I do these vlogs where I read a classic book. Typically it's been like children's classics that I've read before, but I'm venturing out into different kinds of classics in this series, and I will read the book, watch the movie adaptation or the show adaptation, whatever the case may be, and then I kind of compare them and I share fun facts. And it's been a series that I've really enjoyed doing over the last handful of years, and this is the one that I'm currently doing right now. I watched the movie before reading the book because I hoped that that would help me understand the book better, and so far that is working. I'm this far into the book, almost halfway through, and I will keep my thoughts to myself until that vlog comes out hopefully soon. So now I have a couple mystery or horror type books. So the first one is another one that I've been meaning to get to for a very long time, and that is She Is a Haunting by Trang Tan Tran. This is a horror novel, and I actually have not really ventured into the world of horror novels, but I'm really excited about this one. It seems like this might be like a sentient house kind of vibe, and I'm really excited about it. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so it's got this beautiful art on the inside of the house. Hoping to read this in October. I might film like a spooky-ish kind of reading vlog in October, and this is definitely one that I would be reading in that vlog. So really excited. Like I said, I don't really know what it's about, but I'm pretty sure there's like a sentient house, and I love haunted houses, I love sentient houses, I just love creepy houses. So I'm really excited to get to this one. And then we have another horror-esque book, I'm pretty sure, that I don't own, but I need to get it from the library, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna read it, but I would like to, and that is Delicious Monsters by Lizelle Sambury. I read Blood Like Magic by Lizelle Sambury a few years ago, and I really, really enjoyed it, and this was her debut horror novel. Like, this was her first horror novel that she published, and I don't remember what it's about at all, but the cover is cool, and I want to read more of her books. She has published like quite a few books now since Blood Like Magic that I need to get into, so I'm excited to hopefully pick this one up. We'll see if I can make it to the library and grab a copy. And then the next one is another book that I will be reading for my start of fall reading vlog. I'm going to be picking this up after Pride and Prejudice, and it is Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. Maureen Johnson is the author of the Truly Devious series, which is one of my favorite mystery series ever, so I'm so excited to read another book by her in that like mystery genre that's outside of Truly Devious, although I'm still waiting on that last book. Are we getting a last book? Because I don't know if there's any information out there, and the way that Nine Liars ended, I need the next book. So like, Maureen Johnson, please Please give it to me. But anyways, this book I'm really excited about. I didn't even know that it was a thing until very, very recently, and I immediately put a hold on it at my library. And yeah, I don't have any idea what this book's about. I'm gonna be real honest, but it's a YA mystery. I've been wanting to read more YA mysteries, so I'm really excited about this one. We'll be reading it very, very soon, and you guys can hear all my thoughts about it in that start of fall reading vlog that will hopefully be coming out in the coming weeks. And then I don't really know what category this book goes into. I don't know if it's a mystery or a fantasy, so I'm just going to talk about it right now before I delve into the fantasy books, and it'll be a segue book. But it is A Study in Drowning by, I believe, Ava Reed. This is a book that came out like a while ago, maybe last year or the year before, and I've heard lots of things about it. I think some negative, some positives, somewhere in the middle, you know, lots of mixed things, but I'm really excited about it. And basically what's finally pushed me to read this book is I saw that there was an exclusive edition of this book coming out where there are sprayed edges that look like books, and I simply need it. So I put a hold on the book at the library because that edition's not out, I think, until November. So I figured read the book now, and then hopefully I love it, and then I can pre-order or buy that copy when it comes out. But this one, off the top of my head, I believe is about our main character who like wins a contest or somehow gets the opportunity to go stay at this like really famous author's house, but then like weird things start happening. That's the best description that I can give off the top of my head. I honestly don't know a lot about it, don't want to know a lot about it, but the cover's really cool and those sprayed edges are just stunning and I need them. But now officially into the fantasy section. The first book is a reread for me that I'm a little bit nervous about, but I've been thinking about this book a lot recently, and that is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. So I had an arc of this book before it came out and I read it, and I have a whole reading vlog for this book actually, so I'll link that up above in the cards for you to check out. And I enjoyed it, but I wasn't as obsessed with it as I wanted to be, and I don't even know why. Like, I don't know what it was about it that I wasn't fully connecting to. But last year at some point I finally bought myself a final finished copy of this book, and I've just, you know, I've had it displayed on my bookshelf. That's normally not there. It's normally this that's there. And I don't know, I've been thinking about it a lot recently. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to reread, and I'm hoping that I come out of it loving it more than when I read it the first time. I don't remember what it's about, to be completely honest. Like, I have very vague memories. I believe our main character is like an orphan. She lives in like this orphanage, and then I believe she gets a letter from her uncle inviting her to come home to Gallant, which is the name of her like family home. And so she accepts the invitation, goes to Gallant, but when she gets there she finds out that nobody was expecting her. And I believe her uncle is like nowhere to be found. Like, he's been dead for years or something. And so there's like all these like weird mysterious things going on. But I really want to love this book, so I'm hoping that by rereading it I will gain a new appreciation for it. I do love like spooky houses, like I said, so I'm hoping that a reread will make me love this book a little bit more. I believe this next book's a fantasy, but it's a middle grade book called The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julia Noble. This is the first book in a series. I don't know how long the series is, but this is book one. I wanted to read this last year, but again, did not get around to it. I feel like I did not get around to a lot of the books on my TBR last year, but that's fine. Again, I don't know what this book's about. I am so sorry. Main character is sent to a boarding school in England, and before she leaves to go to this boarding school, she finds a box of mysterious medallions in the attic of her home. Medallions that belonged to her father, who disappeared years ago, and her father may have also gone to this boarding school. So when she arrives at the school, she like finds the strange symbols from the medallions, and she finds new friends, and then she finds a secret society that might have something to do with her dad's disappearance. So I'm excited about this one. I love me a good spooky middle grade book, so I'm hoping that I love it, and if I do love it then I might try to find the sequels at the library or something. I haven't even checked to see if they have them at all, so hopefully they do, because if I love it I'm gonna want to hopefully jump on the bandwagon pretty quickly and read the rest of them before the momentum goes away and before my memory fades. But I'm excited about this one. The cover and the vibes of this are just immaculate, so I'm hoping that the inside matches how awesome the outside looks. And then the next book is actually the Besties in Books September book club pick. Besties in Books is my book club that I co-host with my very good friend Alyssa, and September's book club pick is This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi. I do own a copy of this book, but it's in storage, so this is a copy from the library, and I also have the audiobook to listen to as well. But This is the first book in Tahara Mafi's newest fantasy series, and I have not read it. I don't know how I have not read it because Tahara Mafi is one of my absolute favorite authors, but I have not read it. And with the announcement of the new Shatter Me series, I don't think we've talked about that yet. Tahara Mafi announced that there's going to be a sequel series to Shatter Me. I don't know how I feel about it, but the first book's called Watch Me, and I feel like I'm still like in disbelief. But anyways, with that announcement, it got me in the mood to catch up on Tahara Mafi's books, so we chose this for the Besties and Books book club. I don't know anything about this. I believe it has things to do with like royalty. I think it's like a royalty kind of fantasy. The end of the little synopsis here, it says, "This woven kingdom is a story of clashing empires, forbidden romance, and a long forgotten queen who must claw her way through darkness to reclaim her throne, rebuild her kingdom, and save her people from the half-lives they've been forced to live." So I'm really excited to get to this for the book club, discuss it with everybody. So if you would like to join in with us this month, you still have plenty of time. So again, if I love this book, I will be trying to add the other 2 books to my TBR so that I can catch up a little bit, because the 4th book is set to come out next year. I really want to love this. I love Tahara Mafi, and honestly there has yet to be a Tahara Mafi book that I don't love. So I've got high hopes for this, but I'm trying to like temper it. But I've also been like in a huge fantasy mood all year long. I've kind of been getting back into the fantasy genre, so I'm excited about this one. And then the last book that I want to talk about is not the last book on my fall TBR. There are other books that are kind of floating around in my brain that I would like to get to, but this is the last one that I'm going to be officially putting on the TBR to share with you, and it's a reread, and it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I have not been able to stop thinking about this book for months now. Like every so often this book will just pop into my head, and I just feel like I need to reread it. This is my annotated copy of it as well, so I will probably be annotating it again. I just love this book so much. I love everything about it. It's basically about our main character, Addie LaRue, who makes a deal with the devil to live forever, but she ends up being cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. We follow her life over centuries, I believe, and just follow her journeys of being forgotten by people until one day she runs into somebody, a bookseller named Henry, who does remember her, and so she's trying to figure out why this is. Why does this one person over centuries remember who she is? I think it's a beautiful story. It's like a subtle story. It's slow, very character driven, beautiful writing. I adore it so much, and I think it's the perfect book for fall. So I'm really looking forward to rereading this, probably in November. That just feels like a good time for me to reread this, but I am so excited. But yes, that brings us to the end of my fall TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know some of the books on your fall TBR. I would love to know. This is definitely my favorite season in general, but also my favorite season for reading. So also let me know if you've read any of the books in my fall TBR, or if you're planning on reading any of them soon. I would love to know. Subscribe if you've not yet already. It would really help me out. I'm trying to reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so if you would subscribe, that would mean the world to me. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.